Woo! What's up, everybody? The woodland field trip looks a little weird, honestly. I know it's supposed to be bloody, but it looks like my screen bugged out a little bit. Anyway, look at all this free copper we got. Amazing. So welcome to our hot spring field trip. I'll be your chaperone, Tipzntrix, to make sure you don't get into any goofy business. Looks like my mic is a little loud. Hold up. I have a separate scene for Mahjong Soul, so it do be like that. Which means I gotta alter stuff on it. What about like 5? Is that better? Is that not going into the red so much anymore? That looks better to me. Now, as I was saying, I have 47k copper because I spend them on stuff, and I like to use the daily copper so that I can spend them on more stuff. Alright, so first thing, you always want to go to training first before you prepare. And so here again, we want to spend all our pandas on this first one if we're playing a lot. And then after this one's maxed out, then you max out this one. And then from that, I'm actually not sure which one of these you should max out. You probably, I don't know, whichever one. It's probably going to make very little of a difference. So the first, second, the second, and then the other two in whatever order. This is the nice place to look at the visual novel they added, which is pretty cool. This is like from the previous Hot Springs trip, this woodland trip. You don't really want to collect these until you've maxed out with the pandas. And you can see they Yostar locked the pandas behind each day, unlike the Hot Spring trip where you could use your takoyaki to get more takoyaki. Sorry, you could use your taiyaki to get more taiyaki. So, as Reliok said, the pandas will come at the same rate for everyone. You can't use pandas to get more pandas, basically. And lastly, we have the field trip in. Well, I guess I should talk about the Tower of the Wise. This is just these are just rewards, honestly. The more points you get, the more rewards you get. And there's your first summon scroll at 1 million, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's no summon scroll before that. And then the second summon scroll's at 2 million. So 2 million is the magic number. Now for the actual inn. I don't know if the notice board, or sorry, I don't know if the scene went. I don't know if the training bonus actually increases the Dorara bonuses, because it says only Bloodshed Skirmish. But I'm sure you're here for the rules. So let's get into it. SBR rules. SBR rules. This is the important one that most people don't know. Upon achieving sumo, you get your points from every player with an additional 1,000 points. Let's do a koi speedrun. Omega little hey gimmick. So you can see 1 is worth 1,000. They're really just adding 1,000 to it, but this is how SBR is scored. 1 is 1, 2 is 2, and each Han just doubles it, and there is a max. They actually do have a max here. So they max out at 32. Most SBR maxes out at 16, but also most SBR rules don't use so many Yaku. So for example, these are all standard SBR Yaku. This is normally only worth 1 Han in SBR, but here it's worth 2. SBR stands for Sichuan Bloody Rules, which is by some accounts, actually the most popular rule set in China right now, which explains why so many of the events have been using SBR style rules. And for this event, they just went full SBR and made an SBR client. This is normally only worth 2 in SBR. This is normally worth 2 in SBR. This is a local Yaku. It's usually only worth 2 as well. This is usually only worth 1. But I think the single weight, they're combining it with all triplets. So if you combined it together, it would be worth 2 normally. But they pushed it up. Full flush with triplets, normally that's full flush with, normally that's 3. 258 is actually usually the limit. If you get 258, it's usually a limit hand. 7 pairs with 1 duplicate, it's normally 3 Han, but here it's 4. So they boosted it. Normally, pure flush, 7 pairs is normally 4, but it's 5 here. All terminals, full flush, that's another local Yaku. All terminals is generally a local Yaku. Not too many places use it. And then this would be usually 4, it's 5 here. And then 6, Tenho and Chiho, they added them. Tenho and Chiho are actually not part of the SBR rules. The real ones. Pure 7 pairs with 1 duplicate. Normally that's 2, 4. Normally that's 5 actually. 4 quads. Yeah, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have. Yeah, this would normally be a limit hand. This would normally be even more than 6, but 6 is the limit. And then pure 4 quads. Well, it's the same thing, just even more. So that's the idea. Chitoitsu is part of it. Chitoitsu is this one, but the other thing about Chitoitsu is you can make it with duplicates in SBR. This game only allows you to use 1 duplicate. You can actually use 2 duplicates in normal SBR. You can even use 3 duplicates in normal SBR. You're just allowed to make duplicate pairs. So this is not part of normal SBR. This is Mahjong Soul Special, where you have to select 3 tiles of the same suit to exchange. And then you just pick a suit that you don't have any of, or that you have the least of, and you cannot use that suit in your winning hand. And here we go. There's no dealer repeat, there's no dealer bonus. Basically, Kansai SBR. Yeah, you did get the limited points. Calling is insanely good in SBR. You almost never want to pass a call, honestly. You can't cheat, but like whether that's a pawn I probably wouldn't do in Richi, it's definitely a pawn I'm doing in SBR. So in SBR, because it's the bloody rules where you go all the way around, it's often a good idea to shoot for the larger hands, but in this case, I decided not to. The danger is other players can win off you if you're holding for the larger hands. But also, of course, you win more. Sumo is way better than Roan. A lot of times, if your weight is really good, maybe you don't Roan people because it's worth a lot more. As there are less people in the game, the Sumo's worth less. So you just add a 100-point hand. I'm also going to have a 100-point hand unless I get a Kan on the 5-mon or I win on the 2-pin. And the last thing about SBR is if you are no 10 at the draw, you have to pay everyone's maximum weight. You have to pay their takame, their best weight. So there's no point in being there's no point in defending and being no 10. This is 4-player Sanma. It's very different. Oh yeah, Furiten doesn't matter. Like, I could Kan, but it would just reduce my chances too much, I think, with 2 of the 8s out. So one thing about SBR is because everyone has a discarded suit and there are no honors, you have to keep track of every tile. So there's no dead wall, so you'll know every tile will come out, except for the tiles in winning players' hands. These are like these are like a dead wall. The tiles in winning players' hands, you don't know what they are and you'll never get them. And that's the only dead wall, but you know there's no Pinzu in it because they cleared Pin. They made a Pokemon Gold and Silver mod where every sprite is Amogus. Amogus! Amogus! That's interesting, but how are you gonna know which Pokemon you have? Unless maybe they're all different colors. Sure, let's do this. Oh, I'm actually gonna cut Sozu. Pairs are really good in SBR. Pure triplets after a con. Yeah, that's a spicy hand right there. Anytime you get after a con, it's just a ton of points. Because first of all, you get sumo, so you get it from everyone, and then second of all, you know, you get extra Han for it. If they were all Amoongus, that might make more sense to me, honestly. If they're all Amoongus instead of Amogus. Nice, that's a good 8 draw. I don't know if I'll con the 8, I'll probably pwn it. Like, root, you can get root even if you don't use it on a con, even if you use it like this, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. You can still get root, you just won't get the extra con points. Usually you want to con though. Unless it absolutely destroys your hand, you take every con that's offered to you in SBR. This con is gonna cause me a problem though, so I will take it as a pwn instead. The other thing you need to watch out for is which suits everyone's discarded, because each of them has discarded a different suit. It's not too big of a deal this game, but sometimes 3 players will discard the same suit, and sometimes 4 players will all discard the same suit, and then it's hilarious. So this is a pure hand, but like I said, I still have to push to Tenpai regardless, so there's not really much point in folding. Okay, and now it's off the table, so that's good. Yeah, 4,000, it probably was a pure hand. You once had a root on a win. Nice. In SBR, if you have these tiles of your bad suit left over at the end, it's usually a huge penalty. I didn't see that in the rules for this game. But usually if you have tiles of your incorrect suit at the end of a hand, it's an enormous penalty, like double the limit penalty. But I didn't see them here. I'm actually worried I might not get Tenpai. Because the player who dropped Pin is out of the game, which means both of these players are using Pin. So getting the 8 or the 4 is going to be tough. Hopefully I get like the 4 or the 5 Mon. Like, I know this player's only Mon, so that's not good. But I don't see any 4s, and I see like 1 5. Okay, so they're out. So that at least that gives me 6 more draws to get Tenpai instead of 4. Oh, perfect. Perfect. We're Tenpai really solid here. Now we just have to win, right? That's it. We just have to hope we get it. There's no changing my hand. Oh, I could. Nah, let's just throw it. Oh, we got him. We got him with the root. We got him with the Takame. We got him with the Takame. Someone intentionally get the payment. Oh, they only made it 8,000? That's too low. That's too low. It's supposed to be, if the limit hand here is 32,000, the penalty is supposed to be 64,000. So this sucks. In the Mahjong Soul version, if you don't have 3 of the same suit in your small suit, you have to discard a different suit. Or, oh, I see. So or the player's Tenpai price. I see. Yeah, it counts even if 1 tile is a run. You can see in their list here a root. You can see one of the examples is 2, 3, 4 with 3, 3, 3 in the middle. That's a root. Even if you have 2 runs and a pair, that also counts as a root. Oh, someone posted something in my Discord? The what? Oh, I probably gotta pwn this, right? Yeah, I gotta pwn that. What's in the what? Every Pokemon name is Amogus. Wild Amogus. Why did you create this? Can I get a shiny Amogus? Does it look different? Alright, well, we're Tenpai here for a junk hand. But I have the chance to con the 1s. I can see the 2s and the 3s isolating the 1s, and this player is cut Sozu. So I might get the con here. Or I get the win. I mean, alright. Alright. If their Tenpai is above 8,000, it's more. I see. If the Tenpai is above 8,000, they'll give you the Tenpai. I see. I don't know. I still feel like it's too low. Like, that's if you do it in a real life game of SBR, it's like it's like bad manners if you have a Tile of the Voided suit. 2 tiles are not. They do the tile passing in Hime's version as well. That's interesting, because the tile passing is not actually a part of SBR that I know of. Maybe some locales in China use it, but I've never heard of it as an SBR version. Then again, I haven't been to China, so it is what it is, right? There's definitely a lot of mysteries that I might not know about. So I believe normally SBR is played 8 rounds, but I believe Mahjong Soul's version is 4 rounds. And you can even play 16 rounds if you want, but usually people will just start a second game. 16 rounds is, you know, similar to the Chinese style of play every wind. Because there's no deal or repeat. Each round is kind of long because 3 players have to win, or it has to go all the way to the end of the wall, and there's no dead wall. But other than that, because there's no deal or repeats, 8 rounds tends to be pretty quick. Sumo's worth 2. Sumo's worth 2. Well, yeah. The typical thing in SBR is you usually get +1 point, and then everyone gives you the value. So, basically, Mahjong Soul took that directly. They just added 1,000 to everyone's score, and then make sure everyone who's still in gives you the hand. So they're both ready, so they don't have to pay anything to each other. Dude, do you know it's Wednesday? I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. Wait, who's in a coma here? Yeah, so the first winner becomes the dealer in the next round. The hilarious rule for SBR, if you deal into multiple players, so SBR has double roan and triple roan. If you deal into multiple players, you become the dealer in the next round because they can't decide between the 2 players. Hey, no Pinzu, let's go. Yes, right. Gosh, right. So here, normally I would not con the 5s, but because it doesn't completely destroy my hand, I'm willing to con the 5s in SBR. Like, normally I would pawn the 5s if anything, because I got this nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looking weight. But in SBR, we conning 5s. That's a con for sure. Nice, we're Tenpai. Sanzo weight? Like I could go for Sanzo weight, but I want the con opportunity. Con lots and skip Ron is a good. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good start. Con like a maniac. Don't worry about a closed hand. Oh, see, I should have had the Sanzo weight. Monka S. Now somebody pwned it and they're going ahead. Oh. Alright, there's my chance. Rinshan? Con, so Con, you get direct points. Didn't get Rinshan. One player is discarded, so... No! As soon as I switch my weight. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, I'm getting conned off. They took their points back. Hangya! Hangya! Kangshimasu! Wait. They got no points for that. They must have done it from inside the hand. So that's a rule in SBR. If you don't con the tile you just drew, and instead you con a tile from inside your hand, you do not get the con payments. You're not allowed to like hold it for the right time. You have to do it immediately, or you don't get the extra payment at all. Inside con is 2,000 all, I believe. If you think it should be 1,000, I don't know. Yeah, you do get the Han for root, but you do not get the point. Oh, wait. Wait, that's a monster hand. I don't even think mine's gonna be enough. Yeah. SBR, baby. SBR, baby. Root still applies if you have 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 7. That's correct. That is correct.